welcome. This is Brother Richie. I was thinking about Uncle Richie's school for my kid and her friends in Hawaiian style, but, you know, I'm barely 50 something and feeling 30 something and maybe look about 40. Full head of hair, not much gray. So I think I'm change it up and go Brother Richie. Sounds a little more hip and a little less old. So welcome. This is Brother Richie live on the road. I'm here in Oceanside, Oregon. My friend hooked me up with a house right across the street from the beach, Oregon coast, beautiful. Thank you so much, Steve Cham. If you want to rent this place here in the North Oregon coast, it's awesome. Get a hold of me. Can make it happen. So I'm on the road for another week, I guess another 9 days, trying to still throw down a show. Try for every day. No promises. I got the kid with me. So it's a little bit nuts. But gonna do what I can. Might be a little shorter shows as well. Today is Monday, the 9th of October. Week 5 in the books. Just watched the Monday night football game. Watched my Dodgers go down 0-2. We'll talk a little bit of baseball playoffs. First of all, backseat quarterback. Nothing to be too pissed about. So I'll do backseat quarterback first, and we will do the Sunday recap. Let's go through a little bit of every game. We'll do my picks against the pros, against JFK, and against Emalani. Panic room, it's pretty full. I think there's 8 teams in the panic room. Couple got to leave. Couple are in there. Couple been in there all year. So it's a place you don't want to be, in the panic room in week 5. It's the purge, and the marauders are at the door. They're going to steal everything you got. They're going to steal your women, your children, and you got to get in that room if you're not a marauder yourself. There's 8 teams that are terrified in the panic room. No place to be. So that's coming up soon. Then we'll talk just a little bit of baseball playoffs. Home teams having a tough time of it. But let's just get into it. Brother Richie, live at Notpods on my YouTube channel. Notpods.com, coming soon. I'm live every single day. It's not going to be high noon Hawaiian time. It's going to be all over the map. But you can stream my shows. Let's get into it. My backseat quarterback, probably my favorite segment. Not a whole lot this week because it wasn't so much just having the place to myself. I had the kid, and I was at my friend Wooz's house and his kids. And so it's kind of one eye on the games, 1 eye and a half. Let's put it that way. But just another great day. The NFL always lives up to the hype and surpasses it. Oh, my Beavers scored 52, by the way, at Cal. Got the win, 5-1, looking good. The Wazoo game, I think that was an outlier. Couldn't guard anybody in the first half. But back to it, backseat quarterback. Things that it's backseat driver on Sunday because I'm yelling at the TV, what are you doing? Things I could do better. Some things, that they do good, and I'll give it to them. Mostly it's just these guys make $10 million a year, these coaching staffs, and they can't figure this bleep out. It pisses me off. Week 5, backseat quarterback, Brother Richie coming at you live. Can we figure out how to get a frickin' yard on 3rd and 4th down? Can't we have a play that works more than 50% of the time? Please? Can we not be in the shotgun? When you're in the shotgun on 4th down and inches, it's 4th down and 5. It's like you're taking a delay a game penalty because you're snapping the ball 5 yards deep and it's 4th down in inches. So now you need to pick up 5 yards in inches. And it's, I'm going to keep track. I've seen it work, if I had to guess, 4th in inches, 4th in a yard or less out of the shotgun. I've seen it work 3 times, and I've seen it fail 15. 3 out of 18. So like 13%. And then you hand it off to a guy 5 yards deep. You know, the Philly shove, I don't know what you want to call it, brotherly push, butt shove, butt munch, hurts, squirts. The shit works for them. I've seen it fail for a couple teams. Get rid of it, for one thing. I think it's dumb. And especially if nobody can stop it. Or I guess just stop it, you know. The Rams, they try. There's a huge one. On, I think it was the last play of the first half. Philly went for it with 3 seconds left and scored. And you knew it's coming. And you got Aaron Donald and everybody in there. And just Philly does it right. You know, Jackson had a great 2-point conversion. They had the penalty. I think they kicked an extra point when they beat Buffalo. But then it was an offside, so they went to the 1. Just up on the ball quick, set hut, easy score. I told you. Set hut, up the middle, pitch out, whatever. Set hut. Set hut. Set hut. Set hut. Set hut. 3-point stance. Sprinters. Your offensive linemen are sprinting off the ball. You don't give the defense any chance to set up. Set hut. Do it on 1st down, 2nd down, 3rd down. The bowling ball, the John Madden, the blocking sled scheme, the sledgehammer, whatever you want to call it. You don't even need a quarterback, bro. Offensive linemen in a sprinter stance, they know as soon as their hand hits the ground, it's set hut and they're blowing off the ball. Just like the blocking sled drill. And you do it again and again and again, and I don't care if there's 10 Aaron Donalds and 10 Coxes for Philly, or 10 All-Pros on the D-line. I don't care. Set hut. Set hut. There was a pass. I don't remember. You know, that referee in London was sick of seeing him with 20-some penalties. Sometimes, like every other play, you're looking at the referee. And there's not referees. There's one referee. There's a back judge, a line judge, an umpire, side judge. There's 7 of them. People say, oh, the refs. There's one ref. And you get sick of seeing him. And when you know his name, and I didn't write his name, but here we go again. I remember, what was it? One of the guys said, flag on the play. And yet another flag on the play the very next. Even when the announcers are sick of it, when I'm sick of it, when you're sick of it, you know, you could call a penalty every frickin' play probably, they say. Sometimes just let them play. Ineligible man downfield. I've seen more of those this year than the last 10 years combined. Make it 3 yards, bro. And a screen pass behind the line of scrimmage, I thought they can go downfield. I just saw it called. It's just irritating. Maybe it's time for Sunshine to cut his hair, even though they won 2. They won 2 games in London. And just every time I see him, it just bugs me a little bit more. It's great for college, you know. You're a professional franchise quarterback, a CEO basically of a multi-billion-dollar industry. Look like a pro. You know, Golden Richards was cool in the 70s. I don't want my quarterback with long flowing locks. I remember it's like when Joey Harrington, the Duck, Joey, and Matt Millen came to him and said, hey, Joey, we drafted you. You're going to be the leader, franchise quarterback. Why don't you go by Joe Harrington? Nah, I want to be Joey. I mean, I'll go by Richie, but I'm not a quarterback. I'm brother Richie. Because there's 10 Riches, and I was rich. And I said, I'm going back to Richie, and I didn't want to grow up. When you're a quarterback, in the NFL, you grow up and you call yourself Joe. Injury bug hit Buffalo pretty bad early season. I think not playing in the preseason because the injury bug is pretty bad. Soft tissues, non-contact, blowing shit out. I guess the non-contact doesn't really matter how much you practice, but there's something to the lack of preseason and the injury bug, I believe. Let's see. 3rd and inches, shotgun, 20 seconds you're on the line. Illegal procedure. You're in the shotgun, blurting out calls, and the offensive lineman and the defensive line, they're just, defensive line is the longer that you're over the ball, advantage defense. And they're digging in and they're ready to go. And the offensive line just waiting, and, wasting energy in the 3-point stance. And you're 3rd and you're 4th and inches and you're in the shotgun calling out calls. Just giving the defense all the advantage. And you make $10 effing million a year and you can't figure this effing shot out. Now, I don't want to cuss, but when I say effing, you know what I mean. When I say shot, you know what I mean. Bullshot. 3rd and a yard. I didn't write the team. Blue 82, hut. Blue 82, hut. Oh, procedure. Now it's 3rd and 6. You had 3rd and 1. Get on the ball, dumbasses. Set hut. David Montgomery's for real, by the way. Jahmyr Gibbs hurt. OBJ out again. Played half a game. Well, Von Miller played half a game. Just, when a guy, the roller coaster's like this, and when you get to here, it's just, yeah. Houston run the ball a little more. Baltimore, 7 drops. I got Lamar in 2 of my fantasy leagues. One of my biggest fantasy leagues. He'd have 350 yards and 3 touchdowns. 2 wide open. A 20-yarder. Mark Andrews dropped a 10-yarder. A 20-yarder. Rashad Bateman right in his hands. Guy never practices. I don't care. And like a 40-yarder to Aguilar that I picked up. I don't play him. That's 30, 40 more points. And I saw Aguilar going over and apologizing to him. He wants to not just do your effing job, bro. Do your effing job. Fantasy football, bro. Drops, negated touchdowns due to penalty, and you get all excited. Your guy goes 10, 20, 80 yards, and you're looking around. You don't see the little thing. And then somebody starts looking around, and then the freaking, I hate that little yellow band at the bottom, bro. That's the beauty of baseball. Unless you're George Brett, whatever happens, they can't take it back. There's no rules in baseball. Say, take that pitch back. Unless you're George Brett, and you put pine tar too high on your bat. Football, basketball, you never know when they're just going to take away something great. And especially football. Down to the 1-yard line. I had 4 of those last week. Guy gets down to the 1-yard line and then doesn't score. Page 2, Paul Harvey. Indy's O-line. I traded Mahomes in one of my leagues so I could just start AR5, and I worried about it. And it was a called running play, but his O-line's not doing him any favors. Is this going to be another Andrew Luck situation? AR5, ARG. I love that guy. By the way, New England's terrible. Now you see, and he's looking haggard, Belichick. And now he's in the press conference, and he can't just be a smartass. That's a lot of problems. It's not just him. He's still our quarterback. For 23 years, The same old voice probably gets old, probably falling on deaf ears. That haggard voice. 3rd and long 3 and a handoff. And a 4th down pitch out. I don't know who that was. I'm assuming it's New England. New England, they're funny. 5, 6, 7, 8 times I said, New England's funny. And I never hated them. And I was a Raider fan until they moved to Vegas. And I was a huge Raider fan. And the Raiders still, it had been 16 years when the Tuck rule happened. And those 16 years were terrible. And I was starting to fade on them. But I was still a big Raider fan on the Tuck rule. And I never hated New England. But I think that this is comeuppance for a lot of New England haters. And it's kind of, I think it's funny. I think that Belichick is below average coach without Tom Brady. I think his record is well under 500 without Tom Brady. Yeah. 8 times I said New England's funny, at least. Baltimore and Indy, just before the half in close games, they go for it on 4th and 3 or 4 or 5, both around the 30, right before the half. What's wrong with 3 points? 3 points isn't that bad. It's 42%. It's 58% less than 7. But 3 points come back to haunt you a lot. Burning timeouts too. I saw, who the hell was it that had 0 timeouts left? And I'm going, there's 8 minutes left in the second half, and it cost them. They had to go for it. Was it Philly? Or no, was it Minnesota? I think it was Minnesota down 7, 8 minutes left, and you have no timeout. How are you burning 3 timeouts in the third quarter? It's shit you can't do. I'm gonna say shit. You can't do it. Take the 5-yard penalty if it's delay a game. Just give up the play. Take the freaking too many men on the field penalty. Give up the bomb even. I mean, if you see a guy wide open, you have 10 guys on the field, okay. But you cannot have 0 timeouts with eight freaking minutes left and you're down 7 and the clock's a huge issue. You have 0 timeouts. I don't know how they burn them because they only had 6 games at least. 6 and 4, not bad. Instead of 9 at once, NFL. Oh, by the way, side note, backseat quarterback, baseball, Rob Manfred, don't have any games on Sunday, period. I wouldn't have one game ever on a Sunday in the playoffs. Saturday, can have a couple. Monday through Friday, pound it. Pound. And if it's 2-3 or 2-2-1 or 2-3-2 and it's, World Series, Championship Series, Thursday, Friday, Saturday is your 3. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sunday off, Monday, Tuesday. I don't give a shot about one baseball game on Sunday, and I can't imagine anybody's watching. And people that go to the game, yes, and the lone diehards that are getting pretty lonely. America's pastime is not America's passion. So Rob Manfred, I wouldn't schedule one Major League Baseball game on Sunday. I know it's harder to go to a game on a weeknight, but there's going to be way more eyeballs on TV. I think that's the key, isn't it? Yep, so those plays, Baltimore and Indy going for it on 4th down, 3 points in a close game. They kind of works out in the end. Did I mention why is it so hard to get a effing yard? Can we get a play that you can get an effing yard? A yard. Get up and set hut and beat their ass. Or, if you're going up the middle, 5 wide. Spread it out. Then play action if they're still going to bunch the box. I hate when there's 22 guys in a freaking phone booth, basically, and you're hand the ball up the gut after you went, set, blue 82, set hut, hut 82. I'm gonna pound on this incontrovertible evidence style. Look up the word penalties, flags galore. You know, I do my penalties every week, and the win percentage of the team that wins a penalty battle, it's not as bad, but I need to look at how many penalties a game. I bet there's like 15 a game. I can look right now. How many penalties a game? Let's look at my notes. I think it's right here. That's pass, run, bounce. No, it's going to be right here. It's irritating, bro. It's irritating. Oh. Oh, right here. Penalties. Oh, no, I don't do how many. I just see who has less or more. I bet it's 10 a game. And it kills the momentum. Nobody wants to see the freaking referee with his buff arms and his cut tight shirt and out there and this and that. Why is it so hard to get a yard, by the way? Dolphins' speed is insane. The top 7 at last count, miles per hour on single plays, the top 7 are those 3 guys. Waddle, Achon, and Cheetah. You know what? Catch the effing ball, NFL. Ravens 7 drops. It's pathetic. Catch the effing ball. It's your job. You don't have to block. You don't have to tackle. You hardly out. And if you're blocking a guy your size. It's like 6 foot 200. Your job is to catch the ball, bro. New England, I mentioned they're funny. AR5, not so much. Kenny Pickett. Why are we still doing 8-yard drops and then any little bit of pressure and just tuck and dive? We turn it around a little. Matt Canada. People, I can understand why people are not digging him. Daniel and Mac Jones. You know, keeping up with the Joneses. I don't think you want to be keeping up with these Joneses. Or surpassing these Joneses isn't that bad. Isn't that tough? So I love the witching hour and Scott Hansen. I got a better one. When wins become losses and losses become wins, it's kind of like, same thing said over and over, redundant. I got a better one, especially because it's called Witching Hour. Scott Hansen, check it out. And coming up, and we just got into the Witching Hour, where losses become wins and wins become nightmares. Think about it. Instead of where wins become losses and losses become wins. No, where wins become losses, where losses become wins and wins become nightmares. The Witching Hour. Derrick Henry, out of the shotgun on 4th and 1. Give him the ball 5 yards deep. You're turning 4th and 1 into 4th and 6 when you're in the shotgun. It just makes no sense, dude. Des Ridder, little revival game. Looked pretty good. Jets were doing so good running the ball. They were in field goal range at the end and throw a pick. And you're running the ball. Breece Hall's going to be a fantasy winner if he stays healthy. It's just, that's a shot you can't do. Mac Jones, last couple games, played quite a bit better, but got to stop the mental errors and the play calling. You know, maybe Eric Bieniemy was more important to the Chiefs than we all thought, because they do not look the same. And it seemed like the last 2-3 years you could just plug in whoever at receiver, and Mahomes makes them great. They don't look the same. And I keep waiting for him to turn it around. Not even sure what he had. Minnesota had the ball. One last gasp, and they can't even get off a Hail Mary, bro. Take a sack on the last play of the game. Can't even get off a Hail Mary. AR5, Anthony Richardson. That bums me out, bro. 5 games, he's finished 1. He missed 1 with concussion, and he left 3 early. It's a bad omen to start your career, bro. And when he's out there, he's freaking awesome and the funnest guy to watch, but... And Rob Manfred, don't play games on Sunday. NFL, incontrovertible evidence. You can't look for 5 minutes underneath the hood and overturn a call. Monday night, Jordan Love's not the guy. You can't even trust him. 3rd and 3, and they're running a screen. They don't trust him to throw it downfield. Nervous feet. Not sure about his arm. Wobbly passes. Just, I don't know. I like his poise. Seems okay. Seems like a decent leader, but they don't trust him. Raiders are terrible. I would have won my pool again if they would have scored 41 points and Green Bay wins. So, it's crap, I tell you, crap. And I think that about wraps it up. Backseat quarterback every Monday. Gonna go into my picks tomorrow. I'm gonna have my turnover and penalties, how those correlate to winning, run pass percentage and the balance, how that correlates to winning. Next week's picks with the money numbers. I think I'm gonna do that tomorrow. Fantasy football studs and duds, waiver wire. That's peculiar under the hood. Just didn't see anything too egregious. It's in my back pocket though. You know it's coming. You know it's gonna be one. Patrick Mahomes last Monday night. Never saw him limp wrist 2 interceptions and almost throw 4. And then just be out, gosh, guys, I don't know what happened. Sorry, guys. Usually it's like the Hulk. It's, oh, my bad. What are you doing, Patrick? Just throw the ball. Yeah. Fishy, bro. When 93% of the money is on the other way. And okay. I know where your kid goes to junior high. Enough of that. I don't want him knocking on my door. My picks. Last week. Let's see. Let's get my notes. JFK, flip the coin. Straight up. Flipping a coin went 500. On straight up money line. 7 and 7. JFK flipping the coin. 8 and 6 against the spread. I went 9 and 5 straight up. 7 and 7 against the spread. Emelani went 7 and 7. So I'm well over 500. I'm 23 games over 500 versus the spread on the season. And I am 30 games over 500 straight up for the season, so doing pretty damn good. In Vegas, that's winning some money. JFK is just under 500. And then I do, Emelani was 7 and 7 this week. I just do her straight up. She's maybe 10 games under 500. So having some knowledge probably does help a little bit. But we'll see by the end of the year. Because I always just wonder, if you just flip a coin in the NFL, especially against a spread, how do you do? Not great so far. That's okay. So me versus the pros. I didn't hear the favorites this week. I will work on that. Chad and Simon. Those guys are good. I think they went 2 and 3 though on their money line value bets. Nick Wright went 2 and 1, so he does a three picks every week. He's 6 and 9 on the year. I went 4 and 0 this week. Of course, no money. Of course, when I did my 5-team parlay last week, I won one of them when I actually throw some money. If I don't throw money, though, doing great. 4 and 0, I'm 12-7-1 on the year. Nick Wright is 6-9. Colin went 5-0 on his Blazing 5. He's 12, and that gets him over 500. 12-11-2 on the year. So I'm 12-7-1 against the spread on my 4-packs. Doing pretty good, people. Philly lost to Atlanta tonight. 1-1, so they're 1-1. Arizona swept the Dodgers at home. They're up 2-0, looking to close out the series. Texas, they swept Baltimore on the road. Ad Rutschman, my Beaver. Texas up 2-0. Minnesota and Houston 1-1. So home teams having a tough time of it. 2-6 in the first round, in the divisional round of the playoffs. My Dodgers, you know what? I kind of just don't care anymore about baseball, about the Dodgers. It's just things aren't how they used to be. Things just aren't how I don't know if it's the good old days. They were the different old days, though. And sometimes it seemed better, and sometimes they were the crappy old days. And that's okay. But I am on the road. We are in beautiful Oceanside, Oregon, Tillamook County, right on the beach at my friend Steve Cham's amazing 3-bedroom, 3-story, 2-bathroom, ocean view rental house right across the street from the beach. So thank you so much for that. I'll be here till Thursday. Back to Wooz's on Thursday. Beaver game, UCLA Saturday. Gonna go live from there, even if it's 5 minutes. I'll be at SoFi Stadium a week from tonight for the Cowboys Chargers Monday Night Football. I'm jacked for that and just exciting. Got Emalani the Great with me here in Oregon. It's a surprise visit to Mickey Mouse coming up next Monday. She has no idea. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday in LA. Disneyland Tuesday. Hi Nosley, gonna see a lady friend of mine. So good times, people. Thanks for a couple of you watching. I don't care. This is just putting in the work. This is putting in the work. This is taking the notes, being live every day, caring, wanting to make a better life for my kid, better life for myself, maybe change your life a little bit, give you some good advice, give you some good content, make you laugh here and there. We haven't been talking life so much. It's mostly, we're talking sports. The Spirit of Sports, my flagship show. Brother Richie, changing it up. Uncle Richie, maybe when I'm 15 years older. But to people that don't know me, and if they hear Uncle Richie, they're probably thinking, this old guy. But Brother Richie, thanks Raz for that. I'll have him on when I get back. Talk story with Brother Richie. Need to figure that out. So tomorrow, we'll be talking more NFL, talk a little more Major League Baseball, fantasy football, studs and duds, got waiver wire. And until then, I'm not sure what time tomorrow, but I will see you then. Love yourself first. Try love everyone. We're in this together. Even the a-holes, swallow the hate and give back love, and there's less hate. I'm working on it. I know it's hard. But I will see you tomorrow, people. Ahuyo.